Hello there, science fans. Well, it's been a while since we sat down on the science chair here, but we're currently in the midst of coronavirus down here in Texas, and I just thought that, as you can see, the streets are empty. I thought I ought to warn you of a danger that's even bigger than coronavirus. That's right. We're not talking about coronavirus today. Today, we're talking about Project Blue Beam. Have you ever heard of Project Blue Beam? It's a great conspiracy theory. I just discovered it. And what better time than the midst of the coronavirus epidemic than to talk about Project Blue Beam, the project which matters to everyone. I am Science 2.0, the debunker of truth, and you've just stumbled onto the Science Zone. Here we go. So Project Blue Beam is a project whereby NASA, or the government, or the Illuminati, or the man, will project God images onto every city, and everyone, except atheist creeps like Nicholas Cicada, I guess, will say, oh wow, it is God. And then NASA's God projection will be so convincing that they'll be able to take advantage of the ensuing chaos or order or whatever, and they'll be able to make a new NASA government where everyone eats the astronaut ice cream and everyone lives in swimming pools. Because that's just how NASA rolls, baby. If you didn't know NASA was evil, and that they're like secretly like the biggest government agency, not the military. The military is good. I like the military, but NASA's bad. I don't like NASA. They're too smart over at NASA. I like the military. Now, you might be saying, is the coronavirus a part of Project Blue Beam? And the answer is, nah. The coronavirus doesn't even exist. I lick windows, and I lick floors, and nothing's happened to me so far, so I should be doing fine. But the thing is, Project Blue Beam is what everyone should be worried about, and yet they're all worried about coronavirus. Coronavirus is a hoax released by CNN. And the thing is that Project Blue Beam is the real heart of the matter, because you should be worried about a giant blue beam in the middle of your city that sends up a giant holographic image of Jesus and says to everyone, I am Jesus and I love NASA, and let's all go down to NASA and eat the astronaut ice cream. That's what you need to be worried about. So keep in mind, Project Blue Beam is the real concern here in 2020. Not coronavirus. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Just worry about Project Blue Beam. Here at Science 2.0, we focus on the stuff that genuinely matters, not the stuff that doesn't matter. Or the stuff that does matter we don't focus on, but the stuff that we focus on is the stuff that does not matter. Or something. But the point being, watch out for Project Blue Beam. It's been talked about ever since the 90s by lunatics such as myself. And now it seems it's reaching fruition because the Illuminati is finally capable of projecting giant holograms onto the sky. You might not think that they would be, because you think, what's the hardest thing to project onto? The sky, right? But actually, it's not. It's like easy to project onto or something. But yeah, so that's how it is, and it's happening. So you better watch out for Project Blue Beam, because it's gonna freaking whap your head off. And NASA is just the most bad government you can imagine. Now Trump, he is trying to make NASA a little different with his Space Force idea, wherein NASA would become part of the military. So instead of smart people, we'd have strong people. because I like the military. The military is good and doesn't hide any secrets from me. But when it comes to NASA, NASA is evil and hides so many secrets from me. It's awful, and they've got Project Bluebeam. They've got 100 blue beams that they're storing up in Hangar 81 and Area 51, and they're just waiting to use it against the unsuspecting populace. That's just how it is. So anywho, that's how it is down here at the science lab, where we recount all kinds of science. I haven't gotten an invite from the Flat Earth Society yet. I guess it's because they don't appreciate people as smart as me. I know everything about every conspiracy theory, and yet they think I'm some kind of joke. Everyone thinks I'm some kind of joke, and here I sit on my porch and ramble about Project Bluebeam, and none of you people listen. Because you don't want to listen, because NASA has created tiny little Borg implants that they put into your ear, and they tell you all the things that you want to know. Or something. Anyway, the point being that Project Bluebeam is real, and it is happening, and it should be what you're concerned about this 2020. Personally, I can't think of anything more scary than an obviously fabricated lie. If God comes up in the sky, I'm going to believe it, being the global Christian that I am. Even if NASA did create him, and he's just a projection, I'll say, oh yeah, it's God. So that's just how it's going to work. Because it's not like there's a huge proportion of atheists out there or anything. The minority, such as garbage liberal cartoonist Nicholas Cicada, is very slim. And hopefully NASA will be able to control all of you global sheep. Not hopefully. NASA will be able to control all the Christians and all the Muslims and all the Hindus with a fake projection, and they switch it up. In the Middle East, it'll be a projection of Allah. With the Hindus, it'll be a projection of the Big Lebowski. Or no, wait, that's not Hinduism. Oh yeah, a giant projection of Buddha. And also for the Buddhists, they'll show you Hare Krishna, and then for the piano enthusiasts, you get Yanni. They'll have a giant projection of Yanni up there. So kind of interesting. They kind of diversified, because of course the Muslim God is not the same as the Judeo-Christian God. Haha. Yes, it's 100% not. But anywho, this Project Bluebeam thing is what you ought to be looking out for, not your stupid coronavirus. I will go out in public and lick every table and ingest all everything just to prove that coronavirus is a big fake. It's a big hoax. It's a big dupe, and you've been swizzled by NASA because they're trying to distract you from the real emergency, that being Project Bluebeam. Don't say you heard it from me, but Project Bluebeam, if and when it happens, is going to be the biggest, worst catastrophe this side of the Rio Grande, or the Pecos, whichever way you choose to put it. The point being, NASA is bad. NASA bad, military good, Trump good, Obama bad. Thanks for watching. It's time for our fun fact of the day here on Science 2.0, the show. What do you know? Our fun fact today is that, did you know that dirty liberal cartoonist Nicholas Cicada does not deserve to have his comic spot? Don't buy Nicholas comics. Don't write to Nicholas Cicada, 1424 Columbine Street, number 1, Denver, Colorado, 80206. Nicholas Cicada is a garbage cartoonist and deserves zero money. And the people who slander his name are doing so in God's good faith, because Nicholas Cicada is the worst cartoonist of all time, and everyone should know this. He sucks. He is so bad. Just stick figures, no shadings, no perspectives. Science 2.0 out, suckers. F art. F all that, down the toilet. Okay, thanks. Bye.